Is anyone ever really self-made? The most accomplished high achievers tend to attribute their success and their ability to overcome adversity to the help, support, and guidance they receive from others. Now, sometimes that help and support is a loved one, like our parents, or a significant other, or it's a mentor, a coach, or therapist. Now, we are all human, and we all need the help and support of someone else at some point or another in our lives. So how do you know whether you should seek help from a therapist or a coach? Well, let's get straight to the depressing news first. Did you know that therapy fails over 70% of the time? And this is according to a therapist, Bessel van der Kolk, in his book, The Body Keeps the Score. And a recent study completed by Columbia University revealed that on average, less than 15% of people complete most online courses or programs. So why do we fail so hard at success? Well, great news. It's all your fault. Okay, just kidding. But you might be doing it wrong. Now, first of all, I believe that therapy most often fails because people go into therapy with the wrong expectation. Therapy is not a fix all my problems magic pill. It's also common for people to be sold a coaching program that wasn't really a good fit for them because of good marketing, but not good business, even if it offers the solution they think they are seeking. Now, in both cases, we failed to achieve our outcome because we believed that someone else holds that secret handbook to happiness or has the secret sauce that will make us all better. Okay, so it's not your fault, but it might still be your problem. You see, not all therapists are created equally and might not be the right fit for you, either because of their background and beliefs, their processes, or their education and specialties. Now, similarly, many coaching programs are taught by really smart and accomplished people that are really great at doing the things they teach, but they aren't great at meeting the needs of the people they are teaching. So if we know that we need help, but sometimes both options suck, how are you supposed to get the help you need when you need it? How do you know whether you should choose therapy or a coach? So to answer that, we're going to ask ourselves 3 questions. Question number 1, do you want a casual relationship or a serious relationship? When you're trying to decide between coach or couch, think about it like this: casual dating or a committed relationship. Casual dating is seeing each other maybe once a week, getting caught up, and just seeing how things are going. Whereas a serious relationship, on the other hand, has common goals, knows where it's going, and both people are actively committed to the outcome. Therapy is, for most people, a casual relationship. Even if you think your therapist is your best friend, you can effectively have one relationship with your therapist, and she is not your friend. She is strictly there on a clinical level, and her job, first and foremost, is to ensure that you aren't planning on hurting yourself or others. And after that, her main objective is to act like bumpers in kiddie bowling, and you are the ball. She's just there to make sure that you don't end up in the gutter. Look, I know a lot of therapists will argue with me on this one, and I welcome the discussion. However, I will explain this a little bit more in question 2. Okay, so let's talk about a serious relationship. A serious relationship is much more committed. Most coaches are not mental health professionals, usually, and the ones who are have typically left the clinical setting and prefer coaching because they are more fulfilled by the results they're getting for their clients, and they can be much more hands-on in getting you results. Also, your coach is allowed to say hi to you in public. Now, before it sounds like I am throwing therapy as a whole under the bus, I want to give you a few reasons why therapy may be the right choice for you. Which brings me to question number 2. Is what you're experiencing a problem or a circumstance? Problems are obstacles in your way of achieving your goals. They're the things that you feel like are holding you back. You might even be thinking to yourself, man, if I could just do more, learn more, earn more, or do something differently, then I could finally have, do, or be that amazing thing. Now, circumstances, on the other hand, are things we cannot change. They are just the way things are. They are the things that are outside of our control, and without a time machine, literal magic, or transmuting ourselves to an alternate universe, are not going to change, no matter how crappy we feel about them. Well, if you answered option A, it's a problem, that's great news. That means there is a solution, even if you don't know what that solution is, how to get it, or even what it looks like on the other side. Problems are solvable, and it's one of the main jobs of a coach to help you not only discover the solution, but also help you overcome the obstacles and reach your goals so that you can do better. Now, if you answered option B, it's a circumstance, then therapy might be a great place for you to start. Therapy is a great tool to help you feel better about the things you cannot change. Things like grieving the loss of a loved one, a diagnosis of a terminal illness, or addressing anger or other feelings about a parent, for example. Because no matter how hard we try, we can't change who our parents are. And we can't bring people back from the dead. And we haven't figured out how to cure all things yet. So, most often, the best and sometimes the only thing we can do is to simply try to feel better about the things we cannot change. Now, this is definitely the primary objective of therapy, to help you feel better. Now, this is often where people make the wrong choice. People often turn to their therapists hoping for great advice to solve their problems, or they turn to their coaches or mentors to help them feel better about the things beyond their control. Now, while you might get some sympathy from a coach and a nugget of advice from your therapist, it's unlikely to turn out the way you had hoped. You see, therapists don't give advice, at least not in the US. They technically aren't supposed to. They are bound by laws and restricted by liability insurance and ethics committees, and cannot actually tell you what to do. They can offer suggestions and will usually present them in terms of options where you make the ultimate choice. This absolves them of the liability and makes you the master of your own destiny. Now, coaches are not therapists, and they aren't lawyers either. If you hire a coach, their primary objective is to help you get results. Now, they may sympathize with you or even empathize with the struggles and pains you are experiencing, most likely because they were once standing in your shoes. However, their job is to get you results, not give you hugs. So the last question you should ask yourself before choosing a coach or a therapist is, what do I want? Now, if you have an answer to that question, that's awesome. You are light years ahead of most people. Now, go find a coach who specializes in that thing and get it done. Now, if your answer is, I don't know what I want, but I just want to stop feeling like crap, then find a therapist to help you figure out what you do want. People often make the mistake of confusing their pain with their goals. Okay, so what I mean by this is that getting out of pain isn't really a goal. It's actually one of the motivations to achieving our goals. This is often where people end up in the wrong coaching program because poking someone in their pain points is considered good marketing. But in my experience, this often leads to bad business because it mismatches the wrong coaches with the right clients. If you answered, I don't know what I want, but I know I want something different than the same old problems, I recommend seeking out mentors, whether this is in your real life or virtually, like on YouTube, or other people who have overcome some of the same problems you are facing. Use that to gain clarity on what is possible after overcoming those problems. Then hire a coach who specializes in the results that you want and whose methods align with your values and your needs. Now, here comes a little tough love. If you don't know what you want, all you can do is worry about how you feel about the problem. But once you do know what you want, how you feel about it becomes almost irrelevant, because how you are feeling about your problem will virtually disappear once you know your outcome and begin working towards that outcome. You can either be focused on the problem or you can be focused on the solution. And for my obligatory cheesy quote of the week, you have eyes in the front of your head to see where you are going, not in the back so you can see where you have been. When you shift your focus to where you want to go and not on the pain that you are in, a funny thing happens. When you feel good about the solution and you remain focused on that, it will change how you feel about the problem, because the things we don't focus on disappear. Okay, so to wrap this up in a nutshell, therapy is designed to help you feel better, and coaching is designed to help you get results. Getting out of pain is not a goal. It's a motivation to help you achieve your goals. And the first step is figuring out what you really want and then finding the right help to get you there. Okay, so at this point, you might be thinking, well, shit, I feel like crap, and this is why I'm not achieving my goals. And you might be thinking you need to get your mental health shit together before you can try to launch a business or try to grow to the next level, to have, do, or be, well, anything. And since therapy has failed you and 70% of the rest of the population, you might feel like you're basically effed. But don't worry, I've got your back. In this video right here, I'm going to share with you why we fail so hard at success and the real reason you aren't achieving your goals. So check it out.